Hello, we are back. I'm actually gonna play. We'll do Cyrus. That sounds good. That's already got some time on it. Let's go ahead and swap that back. Looks good to me. All right. So we are continuing work on the checks done after a move success. As you recall, last time we had looked at various ones concerning sheer force. We really didn't get anything done. We did a lot of confirmation and checking to see what stuff was after sheer force. There are a few things, though, that I definitely want to check, like right at the start of things. So I did get a Berserk Drampa in the meantime, transferred one over from Ultra Sun to Ultra Moon. So I've got that accessible again. And then also I want to check Throat Spray, because the reason this got brought up in the first place was because Sadistic Mystic said that Throat Spray occurred post-red card, which is pretty late. So I want to check to see if Throat Spray is one of the negated. I suspect it is. I would not be shocked if it wasn't. So I expect that Sheer Force Throat Spray won't work, so we'll be testing that today. We'll also test... we're going to probably see if we can get the Sheer Force bits organized. I added some notes over here, as well as some additional moves and items that I could think of that could potentially come up as new additions or additions that weren't listed before. Some of them I think are probably going to be more obvious, like Eject Pack is almost certainly going to be in the same area as where Eject Button's at. In fact, I'm pretty sure it is, because as I recall, if you have an Eject Pack and an Eject Button, and you use like a move like Bulldoze, so it does damage and lowers speed, then I'm pretty sure it's just whichever the fastest Pokemon between the two is that triggers it. So it's likely in the same area. But there's other abilities like that as well, some new ones, like Ice Face is probably going to be in the same area as Disguise. Perish Body, things like Sand Spit, they're probably going to be really early up here. That's why I would expect probably like up here. If the Gen 7 list is accurate, of course. But we're going to be starting things off by just testing out some of the Sheer Force ones that we missed, and then trying to order the Sheer Force ones. We still can't test things like Relic Song or Battle Bond. I also followed up a little bit last time. I was a little bit surprised that Pledge Combo was listed here, despite Pledge Combo not being affected by Sheer Force. And Sadistic Mystic clarified the step up here, 18. It very properly says if there's a Sheer Force. And so these effects don't have to have Sheer Force, but Sheer Force basically skips these steps, supposedly, at least what we can tell. Obviously, we don't have Natural Gift anymore. Poor Natural Gift. Anyway, so we're going to be continuing on with looking through this and seeing what we can figure out Sheer Force side. The next step that we'd probably do is check in between, check to see if something is in between calculating damage and feints. And then we can check between feints and Sheer Force, because our breakpoints that we want to look at are damaging the target, feinting the target, and Sheer Force, because they're like kind of in the middle. So that's basically our strategy. So let's go ahead and switch over to the Switch, and we will get this going. All right. So I need to add Drampa. Let me go ahead actually. So this has Moringa, which we do not need anymore. Then we've got Life Orb, which we don't need on this Pokemon anymore. So we need to find Berserk. I just added that, so I actually know where it's at. I don't know why I'm going this way, but I'm already kind of halfway in there, so... Okay. So let's go ahead and grab Berserk. And we still need our... Sheer Force for that, so I'm going to go ahead and keep Meowstic in there as well. Meowstic could be handy. We might be doing some skill swapping later with Sheer Force, I could imagine, since we're probably going to be doing ordering checks after this, so we'll do that. And then we also need Throat Spray, and I think that would be fine to give to Drampa, and then we can do that later. So Throat Spray works if you, as the user, use a sound move. Throat Spray is consumed and boosts your special attack by 1. I originally, at the start of the format, thought I had like a really epic strat with Snarl Arcanine plus Throat Spray Drampa, but that doesn't work. RIP for that. I also checked with White Herb, and it doesn't look like there's any moves that do work with White Herb in the way that we were thinking of. So like we have Sheer Force, and then it triggers Sheer Force and also like is bad with White Herb or something like that. So we can't test that so far as I can tell. So Pickpocket being before White Herb is about all we can do at this moment. Because we know Pickpocket is going to be late because it has to be after Sheer Force. Unless they like made Sheer Force way earlier or something like that. So I'm okay leaving those alone. Let's see if there's anything else I want to do right at the start. I think this is good. So we'll just go ahead and do this. Not that. Just do this. Actually, we can leave that like that. And then we'll just do it like here. Okay. I think this is good. Okay. And so I strongly suspect that we will have Throat Spray negated by Sheer Force, but we're going to be doing that second. The first thing we'll do... So I'll go ahead and I'll just use Flamethrower to this. Oh, Dropout would need a sound move. That is boosted by Sheer Force, wouldn't it? But that's okay. We'll just go ahead and use Crunch. See how much does that do? It's going to take a couple. I think I'm actually going to boost Redogon's attack, so I'll do a +2 attack. That should speed things up a little bit. And it shouldn't affect anything too much. Okay, and Berserk does not activate, and it shouldn't activate now either if I hit it with a, like a Swirlix hits it. So that's important to keep in mind. So we know that Sheer Force is higher than Berserk still. So that's good to know. So Sheer Force is higher than Berserk. Okay. And then we want to test, because I don't think Echoed Voice is, God, Echoed Voice is Sheer Force boosted. Let me check. No, it's not. So I need a sound move that is also Sheer Force boosted. Because none of these are. I'm actually curious if Snore, will do anything here. Actually, I can Outrage. That'll be fine. So they use Snore, but it failed. And it doesn't consume the item. So that confirms that it does have to be at least successful. So that's good. I'm actually going to mash a little bit. I want to have Swirlix set off, or hit my Drampa. Yeah. Yeah, it didn't trigger Berserk. That's what I would have expected to happen. Okay, that's good. So let me go ahead and check. So I'm going to check to see if there's any moves with secondary and sound. There's a few. Bug Buzz is one. Snarl is another. Sparkling Aria is another one. Bug Buzz is probably our best candidate here. So I'm going to need to go ahead and grab Bug Buzz then. Because I'm going to want to skill swap Sheer Force onto the Bugless Pokemon, and then we'll use that to test. I'll also grab Red Card as well, just so I can have that on camera, so to speak. Actually, I could do Emergency Exit. That'd be a little bit better. Actually, Pickpocket would be a really good one to test with. As well. So let me go ahead and grab any Pokemon. Actually, Silver has... No, it doesn't have Bug Buzz. This one doesn't, at least. So let me grab Bug Buzz. Bug... I should have went the other way. Bug Buzz. Okay. Alright. That should work. Well, not this one, but this one. What level are you? 63, perfect. Okay, so we grab you. I'll need to grab the Throat Spray. Okay, we'll grab you. And then probably one of the later things that can happen is pickpocket. Pickpocket is contact though, isn't it? I think pickpocket is contact. Or is it physical? It is contact. And so this wouldn't work for that. Let me check to see if there's any sound moves that are also... Are there any sound moves that are also contact? None. There's no sound moves that are contact. So we can't test pickpocket and throat spray directly. Let's see if we have... Yeah, so probably the next best way of testing then would be emergency exit. Seeing this before or after emergency exit. So we'll go ahead. I think I've got Glisspot in here. Yeah, I do. Okay. So I've got these two guys. That's good. So we'll just... I think we can just go with this. So I'll go ahead and I'll skill swap away from Drudagon. And we'll go from there. Okay. And let's put on another... Okay, next one I'll put on is Unovan Gym Leader. Hopefully it doesn't have like Actually, I don't know what it'll sound like. Okay, I've got Sheer Force. I'll skill swap back to here. We want to skill swap this on to Galvantula. You can see here, round is a sound movement. It doesn't trigger my throat spray. Okay, so I'll just, it doesn't really matter what I bug buzz here. I'll just bug buzz the Drudagon. Okay. Okay. So it doesn't negate throat spray. That's important. So Sheer Force does not negate throat spray. That could still be pretty late. So actually I'm gonna go ahead, because I can grab regular throat spray and then use it into, yeah, because it'd be helpful to see if that's, because we won't have Sheer Force on that. So then I'll just lead Galvantula and Golisopod. Actually, I don't know how much Bug Buzz will do to Golisopod. Let me see the level difference. Because it needs to do at least half. 63 into 66. It probably needs a little bit of help. I don't know if this thing can I weaken Golisopod any? Slash probably will not kill it. Should have saved, but whatever. Yeah, this remix isn't really, I'm not really feeling this one. Let me switch it to Nova Elite 4. Well, actually, I think this one's pretty good, if I remember right. think I'll slash one more time. No SD. Yeah, now Bug Buzz. Okay. So let's see which one goes first. I would expect emergency exit could go first. Yep. So emergency exit and then throat spray. I think that said the throat spray. Throat spray. So it did go emergency exit and then throat spray, so let me make some notes on that. Is there any way to chest anything later than that? I wonder if there's any sound moves that lower your own stats. No, that would be impossible because you couldn't have wide herb. Ah, yes you could. You could do you could test to see whether or not wide herb or yeah, okay, we can do that. Okay. So I can do, I'm pretty sure it gets set off by, excuse me, sorry, I'm kind of getting my thoughts together here. I'm pretty sure that Parting Shot will set off. Actually, I don't know if Parting Shot will set off Throat Spray or not. That's interesting. Let me check that. That's a good thing to check. So I'll go ahead and grab Parting Shot. Because it may only trigger if you're like last Pokemon. That could explain why it could be so so far behind. That'd be a fantastic explanation if that's how it worked. So I'll go ahead and we'll just leave you in here. And we'll leave all other Pokemon in my box for now. Because I need to have everything else be gone. Okay. Just toss you over here. Okay. So I'm going to test without any Pokemon. So I know Parting Shot is definitely a sound move. Because it goes through sub. Let me make sure of that, but I'm like very confident it is. Yeah, Parting Shot is a sound move. Okay, let's see. Parting Shots. Sure. Okay, Parting Shot. Attack, special attack. Aha, Throat Spray. Okay. So, that's with just 2 Pokemon. So what if I have 3? Or aka more than 2. So, Parting Shot. With only 2 Pokemon. And now let's just grab another one. Gosh darn it. Meowstick will do. Come on. Uses Throat Spray. Alright. I strongly suspect I will not use Throat Spray now that I have 3 Pokemon. If it does, it'd be hilarious because it'd just be a waste. But what am I doing? Attack, special attack. Pangoro went back. Yeah, it doesn't consume it. Ha ha! I knew it. All right, good. That helps narrow it down a little bit as well. With more than with a Pokemon available to switch into doesn't use growth spray. Without a Pokemon to switch to. Nice. Okay. That's good to know. Okay, and that means also as well for this is good. Okay. Excellent. Okay, so it just means that means Parting Shot is higher than. Yeah, it means Parting Shot is higher, which also means we can test with White Herb. So nice. Good mechanic work, DaWoblefet. Okay. Okay. So now if I do Throat Spray, but if I add a Rotom, so if I just have these two, but I have my Rotom, which is where, there we go. Okay. So I'll grab Rotom, and I'll give him a White Herb. So now we can test to see which one will trigger first. We probably could have done this with Snarl as well, but this lets us prove the other one, so that's good. Alright, go ahead and save. Okay, which one of these is faster? I assume it's Rotom, but it won't hurt to check. 95, yeah, okay. Parting Shot and Trick. Okay, so now Milcery has White Herb, so do Parting Shot. Throat Spray. White Herb. Okay. Sprays over White Herb. Good to know. So White Herb is still pretty light. Still don't have any way of testing between Throat Spray and Pickpocket, though. Which is a shame. But that's okay. Okay. So I think we've, I suspect that will be most of them. I think Wandering Spirit might also be back here, so we'll go ahead and just check it, but Wandering Spirit's the only one that I think could be back here. Wandering Spirit would be very helpful as well. Because I know Wandering Spirit... actually, Wandering Spirit might be early. We'll test. Okay, so we need Drudigon, and we need... Oh, actually, it's right there. Unless this is low level. It is kind of. Do I have any higher leveled ones? I do. Okay, I've got that one. Are these Yamasks? Ah, it's Yamask. Maybe it'll live. It is. Those things are pretty bulky. And I can, like, give it X defense. So we'll do X defense. That should let us live. So we'll do Iron Head into myself. And then we will boost our defense. Good. And it does still swap. So, it's good to know. Let me see if I can swap it back, actually. Do I have anything I can swap? Gosh darn it. Okay. Outrage. This thing can't swap it back, okay. This won't be especially relevant for this block of texts, or tests, but while I have it at least. Okay, so now I'll use Crunch, and we'll see if Wandering Spirit triggers on death. I don't remember if it does or not. So Crunch. Yeah. It does. But it does it before it faints. So let me make some notes on that. Okay. So it is Pokemon swapped abilities. I missed I want to get the text right. Actually, I can just do this. Swapped abilities. I'm just looking at the text dump right now. It is with its target. Okay. With its target, exclamation marker, not, yeah. Okay. So we know that Sheer Force does not negate Wandering Spirit. Okay. And we know that Wandering Spirit happens before fainting. I don't think there was anything else after that point, no. So we'll go ahead and just delete this one. So we don't need this. Okay, we can just go ahead and restart. So Wandering Spirit is not late. So then, at this point, we basically have our list of things that is post Sheer Force. It seems to be the exact same as last gen, but with the addition of Throat Spray. There could potentially be more, but I don't anticipate that there will be that many more. So now it's just a matter of organizing these. So let me go ahead and... yeah, let me go ahead. Throat Spray. So I'll go ahead and swap back just to show you guys what we're looking at right now. Screen capture, okay. So right now we're looking at these. Oh, why are we listening to now? Oh, Cal's Gym Leader. Okay, I like this one, so we'll let it go. I think we've played it already, but so we're looking at these as potential candidates. Oh, sorry about that. Some lag in there. We'll just go ahead and let it load up a little bit there. That should be good. Okay. So I think that probably should be about all that we're gonna get out of this, so far as I can tell. So it's going to be just a matter of organizing these. So we know Wandering Spirit is going to be kind of separated out from these guys. Oh, for some reason I have Pickpocket twice. Let's fix that. So I think that's everything in here. We also need Shell Bell, which I did not record the text for. We're going to need eject button, eject pack, red card. What else are we going to need? We've got key and Moringa. I highly doubt key and Moringa are going to be any different. Let's do this. And I think we'll go ahead and just... yeah, kick it off. Yeah, let's go ahead and just check some of the ones that we already know. So we know that U-turn is higher than... yeah, we already know a few of these, which is helpful. So we know emergency exit is higher than U-turn. So we can do like 1 and 2 higher than U-turn. Okay. Let's see here. So yes, we know that that's not really helpful. U-turn is higher than pickpocket, so that could be 3. We'll rearrange these rows here shortly. So we'll do yes. Sheer force U-turn switches. I think that's just okay. That's just a mechanic interaction. That doesn't have anything to do with the order. I usually call these neat, actually. So we know pickpocket is higher than white herb. Pickpocket is higher than white herb. We don't have any interaction with these yet, actually. We don't have white herb on this list yet, so that'd help. White herb. Oh yeah, it's higher than pickpocket. Hey, we actually have pickpocket at 3, so we can put white herb at 4. So we do have that. That's just neat. We know that pledge combo is before life orb. We've got these in here, but those aren't integrated with anything else yet. So we'll just call this A and B. Moringa berry over pledge combo gets set. So that'd be like negative A. So we'll actually make this A, B, C. So we got yes on that. We have that. Sheer force does not negate throat spray. That's just neat. Emergency exit is higher than throat spray. We know that. We know it's higher than white herb, don't we? Throat spray is higher than white herb, so... but it's after parting shot. So... okay, let me think. So emergency exit is higher than throat spray. So emergency exit, and then throat spray would happen. But throat spray, okay, we don't care about that actually, because we care about mostly throat spray is before white herb. It's before white herb, but after emergency exit. It's before or after pickpocket. We couldn't test. That's right. So we don't know. Oh wait, we do know because throat spray is... well, throat spray is before white herb. I'll list it after pickpocket arbitrarily for now. Actually, I don't feel confident enough listing that, so I don't think we can list that one yet. We know with right... yeah. So these two we can't account for yet. So we need to be able to connect some of these together. We need to be able to like connect Key and Moringa Berry with like emergency exit. That's going to be an important task here. Wandering Spirit is going to be pretty well all on its own. We can go ahead and move you up here. And let's go ahead and move some of these around. So we'll do like 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we know these are going to happen, something like that. Sheer Force is going to happen before all of these. So we've got all of this stuff in here. And then these have yet to be accounted for. What else are we missing? Berserk. We add Berserk on this side. So we've got Berserk. I think that's all. So we need to find a way to link some of these together. So that way we can test that. So according to the Gen 7 list, Berserk was very early. It was before Keyberry. So we're gonna go ahead and just test that next, and that'll be a good strategy. So we'll go ahead and swap this over back to Switch. And the first thing we'll test is Berserk versus Keyberry. And thankfully, at this point, I think we're going to probably want to have Super Fang. No, because we need to be able to trigger these kind of whenever we want. We need to build, like, with an actual attack. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and still grab Berserk, though. So we'll grab wherever we put our Drampa at. Not Draklock. Okay. Drampa. Here we go. And then it was not this one, it was this one. Okay. We've got you now. So we need to give you a Key or Moringa Berry. Probably Moringa would make more sense, in my opinion. No, don't use. Okay, so we've got that. We also want to probably link Life Orb with like U-turn and stuff. Life Orb is supposed to be before emergency exit, so we'll go ahead and test Life Orb emergency exit as well. So we'll go ahead and grab... You were over in like 16, I think. Yep, okay. And we'll give you a Life Orb. And that'll help us combine these two together. Okay, so now we've got our Life Orb. Let's just go ahead and test with these two. I think that should be good. So we'll go ahead and we'll do this. And I need a method of like weakening it, but not so badly that it does something else. So what if I do like, I'll do like Golisopod, and then I'll use like Drampa to weaken that down. I think I can do it with this. We'll find out. So we'll want to go ahead and just kill this guy. shame that Pin Missile doesn't hit once for each time. In this case, at least. Drempa is so big. Oh. That's going to be fun. Okay, I'd actually give this thing a Keyberry for sure. Because that's going to be like near impossible to mess with. So let's see if we can't... Oh, I did way too much as well. No! Oh! Ah! It's all falling apart. Okay. Yeah, this needs to be Keyberry. %. And then for Golisopod in particular, I'll just grab Super Fang. Yeah. Yeah, this is what you get when you do kind of impromptu testing like this, and not like dedicated testing, where you know exactly what you want to test, and you're kind of just like fiddling with stuff. So I'll go ahead and grab Super Fang. Super Fang. Probably not. Diggersby looks like a good candidate. Okay, we'll have this, and then we'll just swap Drempa to be a Keyberry. So that way, those guys can't trigger it. Gosh, not give it to him. Next, gonna give it to him. Okay. Okay, I'm faster. That's good to know. Figured I would be. That's why I chose the Diggersby, because I'm like, that's probably faster than Golisopod. Okay. And I am already kind of tired of the Kalos theme. It's not bad, but just heard it a few times now. Okay, we're switching to a Lola Trial Captain. Life Orb happens prior to emergency exits. And I think that's not a surprise. Life Orb over emergency exit. And that's what was expected last generation as well. So then we can go back into Drop will work fine. I don't know if Super Fang counts as a physical move. But we need to give like a really big like... Huh. Okay, I'll do this. So this is actually pretty simple. What I'll do is I'll max out my Rotom special attack, and I'll hit Drempa a few times. I can only do that once, can't I? Well, hopefully a +6 Rotom. Wait, no, this is Keyberry. What am I doing? yeah, wait a minute. This is Keyberry. I shouldn't have switched. I don't know whether or not Super Fang triggers this. I feel like it should. Well, I guess we'll find out. Berserk. Yeah. It does do it. Okay. Berserk over Keyberry. Alright, and that's ability triggers, Pokemon's special attack rows. Okay, so we just learned quite a bit with that. Some very important information. So let's go ahead and swap back to our documents. So we now know that Berserk... Okay, so we know quite a bit more information now. Now we know Life Orb is higher than Emergency Exit. So because we know Life Orb is higher than Emergency Exit, means we can shove everything else above there, which is really important. So I can do like this. Is that right? Life Orb is higher than... Yeah, that's in line, at least, with what I would expect. So this is like 0, -1, -2. I'm just going to give these for now. We can adjust the actual numbers in a little bit. And we know Berserk is higher than Keyberry. So it's like -3. So we got all of that now. So that's pretty good. Let me go ahead and just reorganize these. So this is now... I'll go ahead and make Sheer Force 1. I'll make Sheer Force 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, because I take Life Orb damage. I just realized that the Golisopod test is wrong. I can't do Golisopod itself taking Life Orb recoil, because that would just trigger it. So I should be doing like Life Orb recoil into Golisopod. So that actually isn't anything that proves it. It's probably still the same, but let's not jump to any conclusions here. So Golisopod itself has the Life Orb, which is not helpful in this case. So probably the easiest way of doing this would be letting Golisopod take any hit and then using Super Fang. Because that would, like giving Diggersby Super Fang, because Life Orbs will damage yourself from Super Fang. Despite the damage being constant. Or at least not hitting the damage formula. So we will give Diggersby the Life Orb. And that should let us test that. Yeah, because that doesn't prove anything, just as it is. Okay, this Alola's not jamming with me very well. We got Alola Island Kakuna. Hopefully this one's good. This wasn't that good in the games, so let's see if it actually is any better. Yep, still Life Orb first, and then Emergency Exit. So it ended up being correct. We just didn't do the test right. So our test is still correct, which is good. So let me go ahead. So let's go ahead and switch back to OBS then. Or, excuse me, from into here. Okay. So now we can say with confidence, Life Orb is over Emergency Exit. We can say these two things. So we know emergency exit is higher than throat spray, but that's not really too surprising anymore at this point. So we know parting shot is higher than... So we know U-turn itself is higher than pickpocket, right? Yeah, U-turn is higher than pickpocket. But wider... So we know throat spray is high. I think it just makes... So we don't know... So basically it could be U-turn, pickpocket, throat spray. But I think it has to be well, wide herb is in the negated block though. Did we test throat spray wrong? I don't think so. Sheer force does not negate throat spray. Let's make sure that I'm not crazy. I do this sometimes, where I basically have to just like verify things that should be obvious, but just to make sure. I'm turning on my fan. If you heard that, so if you hear like a noise in the background, that's what it is. The sheer force should really not negate. Okay, where'd my Meowstic go? Some tests. So I'll go ahead and I'll just take out this Pangoro, because I don't think I'll need it. There you are. Okay. And you might be like, well, DaWoblefet, you idiot, why don't you just check your footage? Because I'm not checking my footage right now. Ha. Get wrecked. Okay. So we're going to give this throat spray and make sure that we're not, like, idiots here. No, I remember we did. We definitely checked this. We definitely checked this. So... what that just means is that wide herb shouldn't be in the negated block either. So that means like a sheer force into gooey. Something like that. Some weird things like that. Let me see if I can add some moves. Do I not have any Pokemon with Gooey? Are you kidding me? I thought I did. That's annoying. Do I have a Tangling Hair? Should also work. Probably. Hopefully. Diglett! Alright, my boy Diglett. He got it. Okay. So, we'll give you the white herb. And I'm going to go ahead and just attach the shell bell to this thing, because I want to check what its text is, because it could be handy. Okay, you don't need anything. All right, this music is also not We can advance this one. Alola Elite Four. Tangling Hair. Diglett faints. White Herb. Yeah. Okay. So I did Tangling Hair to faint. Tangling Hair. Okay, and then it did, and then, yeah. It didn't trigger that, but that's the same thing as Gooey. And there's no Sheer Force boosted move that also like lowers opposing stats. And so far as I can tell, there's nothing else as well in the end of turn effects that has this same property. There's also stuff that raises stats, but not very much that lowers stats. Besides these sorts of abilities, Weak Armor could be another potential candidate, but I don't think this is it. Yeah, I'd say so. So we'll go ahead and just assume that that's not the case. And then I'll just go ahead and grab the text for this. So I'm guessing that just means White Herb isn't affected by Sheer Force. So I think that means it's outside of the Sheer Force block. That's what I'd say. And let's go ahead and make a note for what Shell Bell says. I took the wrong one. Oh, actually, that's fine. Restored a little HP using its Shell Bell. Pokemon. Actually, let me go ahead. Just to make sure I get the text right. Yeah, exactly. I don't think there's anything else in here. No. Yeah, so I'm going to say that because yeah, Pickpocket is before White Herb, isn't it? Have we proved that? Yes, we have. So we know Pickpocket is before White Herb, so I'm just going to say that Throat Spray and White Herb just simply are not affected by Sheer Force. I think that's the most logical explanation. Because I can't think of any other situation right now that could involve them both. So we'll go ahead and... actually, I'll switch back over here. So we know... We're going to go ahead and slot Throat Spray in here. So I'm going to call this like... I'm going to call this like Sheer Force 1. And we'll call you 1.1, 1.2. Because you're in the Sheer Force block. I don't really like doing that. We'll go ahead and just call it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9, 10. And we'll just say Sheer Force. If the move is affected by Sheer Force, skip to, and then Throat Sprays. We'll say that. And that's sufficient for our purposes here. Okay. So this is really good. We already have a... You can already see here we have a pretty comprehensive understanding of the relative order of things here. We don't have a good idea of what happens if multiple are present. So far as I know, for things like emergency exit, it's just one at a time. And for things like life orb, there can't be. So I can actually mark that as not applicable here. Berserk could have multiple. Sheer Force can't have multiple. That could. It's not possible to have multiple pledge combos in one move. It is possible to have multiple pickpockets because you could do Brutal Swing. It's not possible to have multiple throat sprays. It's probably possible to have multiple white herbs. Okay. It's not possible to have multiple shell bells. Because shell bell is a user item. Okay. So let's see, what else are we missing from over here? Red card, an eject button. I think that's all. Just red card and eject button. An eject pack, I guess, suppose. And then we need a slot shell bell. Oh, with the slot shell bell between the pledge combo and emergency exit. That's annoying. To be accurate, at least. So we'll go ahead and swap back, and we'll finish this up, and then that'll be good for a video. So, and this also can be switched because all the music isn't. Oh, Bow How. Okay. Okay. So we want to make sure shell bell is prior to emergency exit. It's probably a good first check. And then we'll need a check that's after pledge combo. We also want eject button, and we suspect eject button is between oh, it's before pledge combos. That'd be really freaking weird if it was before pledge combos. Now I think about it. Because I'm going to be able to do something that's pretty stupid if that is the case. Okay, let's go ahead and grab Fire Pledge. I could use him maybe at some point. I don't need Dredigan anymore. Ah. I'll go ahead and take away its white herb though. I don't have multiple shell bells, so I can't do that with pledge combo as easy. So I can do this one. my shell bells before emergency exit. And then for our eject button, we got the chest before pledge combo. So this one would be... okay, I've got to grab another Pokemon because that did not work out well last time. I think I have Sylveally with Grass Pledge. Pardon me there. Okay, got Sylveally. Perfect. Okay. And you can replace Cinderace. Probably will need to take this away from you. And we'll give you eject button. Yeah. Because if this works like how I think it would, then it would like force Sylveally to switch out and then set the effect, which sounds strange. So I guess we'll see if that's how it behaves or not. Alright, no more how. Too happy. There we go. Oh, I like this one. No! Come back! I'll wait for that to load up. Okay. I need to be damaged first. So I'll just go ahead and knock out this thing, and then we'll just hit myself. There we go. Alright, Drampa. You're a Drampa. Bring down the pan with some Dracos. Come on. Oh, that died. Okay. I did not want it to die. Ugh. Whatever. I guess I don't know Drampa's own strength. Thankfully, though, if that killed at neutral, that means, okay, don't be a roll. Nice. Heal. Emergency exit. Exactly as expected. Shell bow over. Emergency exit. We'll go Popplio. It's tricky because since I'm buttoned. Is there any way that I can make myself safely switch in? Can Popplio kill me? Maybe it can. Actually, I doubt it. Because I'm not about to see my eject button be used up. It's going to take a while. But it's either that or risk the 50-50. But I can do this. Then I boost my special attack and could kill my own Sylveally. See if I don't have anything more powerful than this, but... this will eventually get the job done. It won't take that long. But I want to safe switch in so that way... actually, it might have been faster to reset. But probably not very much. Do do. Do do. Do do. All right, good. All right. Now let's see what happens. Do I actually set the swamp after eject button? Haha. So please switch out with the eject button. Yeah. Yeah, it evaluates that. Alright. Pokemon is switched out with the eject button. Okay. So it does behave exactly like that. So eject button happens before pledge combo. And then we need to just kind of do the other half of that then. So we need to test Shell Bell with the pledge combo. We also need to, in theory, test eject button with Keyberry as well. But that'll be kind of hard to do single player, because that's 2 items. So we'll have to... Can be done, though. Actually, yeah, it might not be able to. That would be really hard. If it could be done. It would just require some finagling. So let's go ahead and just do the easy one first, which is... So we'll get this guy, Shell Bell. And we'll remove... No, not restore. We'll swap you first. Swamp, heal. Yep. Pledge, combo, over Shell Bell. Which means that it is in the exact same spot as Life Orb. So I'll go ahead and swap back over to the Google Doc. So we've got Shell Bell. And we'll just move these 2 things up. Okay. And we know eject button is higher than this, but we think it's lower than Key or Moringa Berry. So the way you'd actually test this is we would need to have a way of determining that key, Moringa, and the eject button items are not all in the same level, if you will, because these are all items, right? So it could be the case that, like, for example, when you set off a key berry and an eject button, that's just in order of speed, or it could be that it's just left or right, or things of that nature. So to test it for sure, you have to have, like, independent stuff. And so the easiest way would be to trick both items to the opponent and then use a spread move. However, we can't do that in this case because we can't trigger eject button. We could trigger red card. Actually, we could trigger red card. And if we could prove that red card was equivalent to eject button, then that would be sufficient. But it'd be the same issue. Because we don't have an easy way of doing spread moves here. So I think probably eject button, eject pack will probably have to wait. Because I don't think that it would be very conducive to me trying to set it up in single player. Given that I can't switch out my Pokemon. Or given that the opponent can't switch out their Pokemon. So it'd just be too challenging, and especially things like double button of check pack, like fiddling with those, while making sure the opponent doesn't misbehave, would be kind of hard. So we've locked this down, which is pretty good. Let's see if we can clean up anything else on this side of the list. So we do say this now because we're saying sheer force accounts for all of these things. Yeah, it's also important to know that, so the block, yeah, it's interesting how it works. Okay. Sheer force is over life orb. We don't have fainting anywhere in there, but that's not surprising. Actually, well, we can, because Wandering Spirit is over fainting, right? So we can do, like, target faints. I don't think that has any associated messages. Pokemon fainted, I think. Pretty sure that's what it is. I could look it up, but... So we know those for sure occur. And then Wandering Spirit is after that point. Because Wandering Spirit happens after that. And we know fainting is before life orb, so now we can say that that is accounted for. Sheer force is over Shell Bell, yes. Sheer force is over Berserk, yes. Emergency exit over Throat Spray, yes. I think this is just neat. Actually, no, I think we should say yes. And that's yes as well. Because that just proves that, this is before this. So then we've got, oops, back to here. Throat Spray is over White Herb. Yep, we got that accounted for now. Sheer Force is not getting, yep. That's actually just neat, I believe. Wandering Spirit is higher than Fainting. Oh. Whoops. So that's that accounted for. And then we'll look at Tangling Hair is higher than Fainting. Sure. We'll just shove it up here. Tangling Hair. There's a bunch of those abilities like that we'll have to test. Shell Bell is higher than Emergency Exit. Yep. We tested that. Shell Bell higher than Emergency Exit. Eject Button is higher than the Pledge Combo. We don't have that accounted for yet. And then Pledge Combo being higher than Shell Bell, we do account for. So Just a few that we don't have accounted for, which is pretty good. And so in our list of checks, I think we can pretty confidently say that we've got these down. These are missing. Let's go ahead and just add another column for ones that are untestable currently. They may become testable once we get DLC 2 plus. So we'll call this like hacking only. And so that way we can remove some of these from this list. Or that way we can account for them. So we got natural gifts. Relic Song, Battle Bond, Relic Song, Form Change, Battle Bond, Form Change. We got Color Change. That's all the Sheer Force boosted effects, at the very least. There could be more effects in here that we can't do. Like, I don't know if I think Rage is in the game. Enigma Berry I don't think is in the game right now yet. But anyway, I think that should be sufficient for this go around of tests. I'm not really sure what we want to take on next. We may take on... fainting sounds like it could be pretty hard. So we may we may work on things up to fainting. That could be handy. And then we'll just work on other stuff in between. So I'd say that should be good for now. Thank you for watching. If you find a sort of content interesting, leave a comment below about stuff that you liked about it. Thank you.